Okay, hello everyone. So, in today's lecture, we're going to see about distributed computing, which comes under the cloud computing only. So, distributed object framework. Okay, so in distributed object framework, what is distributed object framework? The distributed object framework refers to technology that allows many different products using many different standards to work together and share information effortless across many different networks like LAN, WAN, Internet, Ethernet, any type of network or mesh. Okay, so why the objects are distributed in cloud system? So object. Okay, so here you can see the machines A, machine B, caller, stub, call, objects, character. So this is the framework of distributed system here. So cloud providers use the distributed models to enable lower latency and provide better performance for cloud services. In a voluntary cloud, the resource of members computers are connected through a single service or hub to, to collaborative construct and configure cloud infrastructure. So how the distributed system work? So how this distributed system is work? A distributed system is a computing environment in which various components are spread across multiple computers or other computers are spread across multiple computers. So in distributed system is a computing environment. So it is nothing but it is a computing environment where in which various components is a separate across the multiple computers or other computing devices. Okay, on a network. So these devices split up the network up the work, coordinate their efforts to complete the job more efficiently than if single device had been responsible for the task. So distributed object framework. So distributed object framework here we have studied about how the distributed system works. So here we know that a distributed system is a computing environment in which various components are separate across multiple computers or other computing devices, okay, on a network, because without network we cannot separate or we cannot means we cannot deal with any device to other device if the device is suppose located in long distance and we have to send the message, so we require net. Yeah, you can see here network we require it. So distributed object framework, the distributed object framework refers to technology that allow many different product. Okay, so it allows the many different product here. So let's discuss which types of products are there. So here this refers to technology that allows many different products using many different standards to work together and share information. Okay, so here LAN, WAN, Internet and Ethernet, any types of network or mesh. So you have studied about this all LAN, WAN and this in networking only, a computer networking subject only. So these types of product are used in distributed system. Okay, so it's a core distributed object framework. So this DOF, that is a distributed object framework technology, was designed to network embedded device, whether simple or complex. However, to support advanced networking function for those devices, the distributed object framework technology has also evolved into server technology, appropriate for service that expand the functionality of on physical server. Or you are taking advantages of cloud technology such as Amazon Web Service, Ultimate. Okay, then distributed object framework technology has flexibility to enhance all products from the simplest resource content device to the most powerful of computer networks. So, how does distributed object framework technology works? How this DOF, that is distributed object technology, if I say DOF, that is nothing but it is a distributed object framework. Okay, so how does DOF, that is distributed object framework, work? So DOF, that is distributed object framework technology, includes object-oriented networking. So object-oriented networking means which type of networking? TCP is a object-oriented. Transfer control protocol is a object-oriented networking. So through the object-oriented, it's connection-oriented means the connection power is great here. So suppose D of it technology includes object-oriented networking. This means device of almost any type can be networked securely with the little configuration. We accomplish this through few simple concepts and tools. So D of it. So actor. An actor is a universal primitive that can send, receive message, make local decision, create more actors, and determine how respond to the message. Then distributed object framework in the object model in D of object can be anything that provides the functionality defined in DOF interface. All DOF objects are providers. Okay, so this is the concept that we can understand that the how does the DOF technology work. So here DOF technology includes object oriented networking. So to work, then here actors that which can send the message and response and reply working are happen in actors only, and DOF is object model, so can be anything that provides the functionality defined in a DOF interface. Okay, so how can DOF technology benefits in business line? So DOF, that is a distributed object framework, is a perfect for companies that produce different products in different divisions and want to unify those products so they work together. Distributed object framework technology can help eliminate obstacle to protect the by doing the following. Okay, reducing cost. So here DOF is help to how can DOF, that is a distributed object framework, help to the in business line. So first of all, it's reducing the cost, reducing, oh sorry, okay, reducing cost, reducing cost. Okay, so then when all products adopt distributed object framework solution features, their implementations are already prepared because current products are now more flexible and can accept future product rollouts easily. So then it comes under the reducing cost here when all products adopt distributed object framework solution, then future implementation are already prepared. Okay, so that's why it reduces the cost. Okay, then next is a supporting multiple standards, supporting multiple standard. Okay, so here you can say you can continue the work with existing industry standard with the ensure that you shall be ready to work with future standard. Distributed object framework technology is not closely or proprietarily. Okay, so future performing products. This another help to the in business line that as technology advances, so does distributed object framework technology. It was designed to keep pace with a latest product offering from cutting edges industry. This benefits your business because existing installation can easily adopt new installations without costly equipment replacement of upgrades. So without use it means you can do upgrade any if you have installed particular software, then you don't need to buy the latest version. You can upgrade, update, and okay, update it. So here is useful in business line only. Okay, so this is all about the distributed computing, so distributed object framework. So now let's see object activations and lifetime management. So when client application object calls out to the server object, okay, client application call out the server object, the server object must be activated in order to respond to the request. Starting a server side object is known as a activation, and the length of time that object stay activate in called the object lifetime. In remoting, there are three activations. Okay, so method each their own lifetime. In this section, you will learn about the three activation types. So object activation and lifetime. So here there are three activation you can see in this screen here: single calls, single tone, and client activation object. Okay, so this is a three activation which have their own lifetime. Okay, okay, three activation method each will their own lifetime. So here, first of all, when client application object calls out to the server object must be activated in order to respond. So let's see about single call. Okay, single call. So first of all, before discussing single call, okay, let's discuss only single call. So an object in single call, an object is said to have single call activation when one copy of that object is activated. Okay, copy one object is activated for each client request. If four client objects simultaneously make a same request for the some server side object, for instance of that object will be created to handle those four call one single call from client result. In a new matching server-side object being created, the single call object lifetime is only long enough to satisfy the client object's single call. If the client makes the second call to the server object, entirely new instance of the server-side object will be created to handle the call. When the garbage collector decided when to remove object instance from memory in .NET, it possible to single call object to still be in server memory when the second call from the same client object come through. So this is about the single calls. Then singleton. So in singleton, when a server object uses singleton activation, only one instance of the object will be activated on the server. If those same four client objects, I use an example in the single call section, make a call to singleton server side. All four requesting client object on the first client call the server will be created. A single instance of the singleton server object as long as the one singleton object is loaded into memory. All additional objects called will be connected to this active object. A single stone object has a limited lifetime, and when it expires, the current instance of the object is destroyed. Okay, so requiring that the server create a new instance for next client call. For this reason, your client object might make multiple server object call that use the same instance of singleton object and then make yet another call and suddenly encounter a brand new instance of object. So client activate objects. So here the activation lifetime. Third one is client activate object single call here. So here lifetime and of deactivation, lifetime and deactivation both single call and single tone object are controlled by the server that hosts this object. So client activity is control this both upper one. Okay. So working with single call and single tone object requires a little more through than dealing with local object. Okay. So that you are application directly activated and deactivated. So with the client activated object, CAO, you can say, your client object can have the same direct influence on your remoting object as you have your local objects. Like single call object, the server create a brand, a new instance of the server object for each client, calling it through CAO. So each instance of the server object create holds a direct reference to calling client, and lifetime is controlled by the that client objects. So here you can say stateless versus stateful object. So stateless object does not maintain state from one call to next. Every time you call out to the stateless object, it is like taking to you can, it is like taking to stranger who does not remember you or anything about or your last call, because the single call activations method connected the client object to the brand new instance of new server object every time. This is the stateless form of remoting. The single stone activation method continue to the connected client calls to the same instance of server object until the object lifetime expires. So example of the distributed object framework. Here, the distributed object framework technology that allows many different products using different, you can say, different technology that allows many different products using many different standards to work together and share information. Okay, I hope now you get the meaning of the distributed object framework. Now, service oriented and cloud computing. So, service oriented and cloud computing. What is service oriented in cloud computing? Service or is the core reference model for cloud computing. Service orientation is a core reference model in cloud computing. So this approach adopt the concept of services as the main building blocks of application and system development. So this is used for the building block of application and system development. So service supposed to be loosely coupled, reusable programming language, independent and location transparent. So what is the role of service oriented architecture in cloud computing? The service oriented architecture make it easier to deploy SaaS. SaaS, you know very well, software as a service, which we have discussed in my previous lecture, that is in first lecture only. So it makes the easier deploy. Okay. So in the cloud computing, while cloud supplies processing power and other resources required for the process, SOI and cloud integration makes it easier for your organization to collaborate within and with the IT as well. So let's discuss about web services here. So this is about service oriented SOA, which this point we discussed in my second third lecture only. What is the SOA? Simple object service oriented computing and architecture, right? So this is the little bit summary which we have discussed here. So now let's see web services here. Okay. So in this, what is a web services? A web services is a software system that support interpretable machine to machine interaction over the network. So it support machine to machine, which is interaction through the network. Okay, so it has an interface. You can say describe in a machine procedure platform, especially web services. So this is the interface. Okay, definition large. Okay, so web services fulfill the specific task or a set of tasks. So what is web services? Web services support communication among numerous apps with HTML, XML, so and other open standard. Okay, so you can say here .NET, PHP, and Java also. So .NET and PHP on other and by way web services communicating on independent languages. Okay, so here you can say the web services support the communication among numerous apps with HTML, XML, VSDL, and so and other open standard like on one side, for example, Java app interacts with the Java. So you can say Java app interact with the Java, and then .NET and PHP apps on other and by okay way web service community with independent language. So why web service is used? Web service allow various application to talk to each other and share data and services among themselves. Other application can also use web services. Web services are used to make application platform and technology independent. Okay, so this is used to make the application platform and technologies independent. So web services services allow various application to talk to each other and share data. So web services is used to the sharing the data and to talk to each other with Java. That is the standard. You can say is a standard. Okay, it means open standards. So here one side, for example, means here web services support communication among the numerous apps, like you know very well, and other open standards on one side. For example, Java app interact with Java. Okay, so these are and web services work like a interface. So here web services is used to allows various application to talk and each other and share data and services among themselves. Other application can also use to the web services. Web services are used to make the application platform and technology independent. So web services, with the help of web services, technology and other platform can be independent. Okay, or it used to make the application platform independently. So what are the characteristics of web services? So all web services share the following properties, like web services are self-contained. Web services are you can say web services can be published, located, and invoked across the web. Web services are modular. Web services are language independent and okay, and web services are inherited, open, and standard based. So this is all about your web services. Okay, so web services is a software system that support the machine to machine interconnection over the network. So here you can see this all machine to machine can through the network can communicate with each other. This is comes under the web services. Then this is a service oriented cloud computing, which this is a core reference model for cloud computing, and this approach adopts the concept of service as the main building block of application for the system development. So this is the a service is supposed to the loosely coupled, reusable programming language, independent and location transfer. So SaaS is comes in this only service software as a service. Then distributed of computing, here we have discussed in distributed computing what is the work, what is the distributed object framework, sorry. So the distributed object framework is nothing, it is a technology that allows many different products using many different standards to work together, and it's used to share the information effortlessly, okay, and across many different networks. So like LAN, WAN, and internet, any type of network or mesh. So this is all about your today's lectures, that is cloud computing. Okay, means in cloud computing we have discussed in distributed computing object framework. Then we have discussed about the object activation and lifetime management, which in this we have discussed in this 3 point single cost, this three. Then this last one is deal with this both. Okay, so then we discuss about this cloud service oriented. Okay, which we have discussed this point in my previous lecture also. Particularly is called service oriented computing and service oriented architecture is called. Okay, yes, then web about web services. So this all lecture done here. So if you have any queries, then ask me or you can contact me. Okay. Okay, so today's lecture over here. Thank you.